I'd like to welcome those of you who watched Minnesota and Pittsburgh to Texas Stadium, where the Dallas Cowboys lead Arizona 7-0. Johnny Greer,
holding,
the referee.
71, offense is declined. 4th down.
Holding call. Cowboys took the opening kickoff and drove for the initial touchdown. They lead 7-0. Outstanding drive for Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin. Jay Novacek scored the touchdown from 2 yards out from Aikman.
Yeah, the other group it was an outstanding drive for was the offensive line.
Right.
And that Cowboy offensive line really blocked.
Jet Fiegels. Evan Williams signals fair catch and makes it. The Cowboys will take over at 27. The Cowboys leading 7-0 over the Arizona Cardinals. It's 7:18 left in the first. Dallas, Texas. The Texas Stadium located in Irving, between Dallas and Fort Worth. 1st and 10 from their own 27 for Dallas. Troy Aikman, the quarterback. Emmitt Smith, Darrell Johnston, the 2 runners behind him. Johnny Greer.
False start prior to the snap. Number 88, offense. Still 1st down.
As Buddy Ryan and the Cardinals were talking about yesterday, one of the things we can't let happen is let them get that first drive in the end zone, score early in the first quarter, and that's what they've done this year and last year.
You can see last year they scored 100 points to 34 of their opponents. So far this season, it's 27-3.
1st and 15. Aikman to throw. Throws it away. Novacek in the area, but that was too high for him.
You know, and a lot of that has to do with the offensive coordinator, Ernie Zampese, and having a quarterback like Troy Aikman. But you really give good mixture. I mean, in that first drive, 5 different guys caught the ball. Ernie never gets into a rut of just doing one thing. For example, they haven't been able to run the ball yet. Emmitt Smith has only carried the ball 3 times for 3 yards, but they're going to get to that. So what they're trying to do now is loosen up this Cardinal defense.
Ernie's not going to run out of pencils either. Emmitt Smith out of bounds.
Run out of bounds at the 24-yard line.
Got about 3 or 4. Lorenzo Lynch.
Yeah, the Cardinals came in here with 1 goal. And, you know, again, that's a Buddy Ryan defense, and that's their whole idea. They're going to take away one thing. It's this guy here, number 22. In other words, if they're going to let Troy Aikman beat him or Michael Irvin or Jay Novacek, but right now, initially in this game, they are going to stop Emmitt Smith.
Well, that's an all-day job.
Well, that's what Buddy's always believed. You take away the run, make them pass, make them one-dimensional, then go after them.
3rd and 13, 3 wide receivers for the Cowboys. Here comes the blitz. Aikman. Out of the hands of Corey Fleming. The ball should have been caught.
See, that's what he wants to do. You know, get that long yardage and then be able to blitz or not blitz, but, you know, really put the heat on the quarterback, and that was a perfect Cardinal secondary.
And you got to catch this.
I mean, that's the thing that happens when you do go on that blitz. You do cover one-on-one, and your cover guy has to be able to do it. And then if you get the ball away, you got to catch it.
John Jett back to punt for Dallas. Anthony Edwards deep for the Arizona Cardinals.
Surprise!
Jett slices it a bit. Takes a bad bounce if you're a Dallas fan. Good for Arizona. Out of bounds at about the 45. 6:32 left to play in the first quarter at Texas Stadium, and Dallas leads Arizona 7-0. On that punt by the Cardinals, there was a late flag thrown, and the discussion went on during the timeout. And it looks like the Cardinals have gotten a first down as a result of that.
Right. It's against the Cowboys.
We had 12 men on the field.
12 men on the
during
field.
the last kick on the defense. That's 1st down, Arizona.
That does not make for a happy special teams coach.
And a less happy head coach. because the head coach can get mad at the special teams coach and the guy that was the 12th guy out. You see right there is the 12th guy, and it wasn't that there was 12 men on there. There were 12 on the field, one trying to get off, and he wasn't hustling. I mean, he should have been off. Remember, it was a 4th and short.
Yeah.
I think they weren't sure that the Cardinals were going to go for it or punt it.
Alert play by the Cardinals to go ahead and snap the ball so quickly. Garrison Hurst outside left for a couple. Stopped by Robert Jones.
Yeah, well, that's what Garrison Hurst again was talking about. There's not going to be much in there where the rat goes, where he gets hit over the head. But you just go out. You know, you can go right or left, but you go off tackle or around the end. But I don't, you know, everyone looks at Charles Haley, you know, and he's not a real big guy, and they think we can run at Charles Haley. In all my years of watching Charles Haley, I have never seen anyone ever make a living running at Charles Haley.
Back to throw it. Pass complete. I believe no. Hit the ground. Not complete. Frank Sanders thinks he had it.
You know, on offense, they're going to take away Emmitt Smith, and on defense, they're going to take away Charles Haley. And you can just see that Emmitt Smith isn't going to beat him with the run, and Charles Haley isn't going to beat him with the pass, because they have, every time they go back to pass, they have 2 guys blocking Charles Haley.
If you're going to do those 2 things, you've taken a couple of giant steps toward beating the Cowboys.
Yeah, and then, you know, but then Leon Lett has to come in, you know, and Tolbert has to come in if they're going to do that.
3rd and 8. Craig. It's a catch. It's a catch by Frank Sanders. Coming back toward the ball.
That was a heck of a throw by Dave Craig, too. Watch Craig here. He's in a shotgun. He's going to get the pressure. First of all, it's Haley. He's the first guy to break through. That flushes him out to the right, and he makes that throw on the run and gets it out there to Frank Sanders. I don't know if Sanders had both feet in, though.
Well, he's
watch
pushed.
Charles Haley. He's going to take that inside. See him take that inside? That's the thing that flushes him out. He gets to the outside, makes a pretty good throw.
4th and about a yard. Cardinals going. Yeah, the man in motion. Oscar McBride, but the line, the offensive line jumped.
Start, 65, offense.
Ernest Dye jumped too soon.
Now, that'll kill you. That's what discipline is. I mean, here's Ernest Dye right here. Now he knows that the ball is probably going to be run to his side, and the snap counts on 2. Ernest Dye goes on 1. When I coached, I used to always talk. To me, that was discipline. It wasn't whether you wore a shirt and a tie, or whether you said hello and thank you. It was if you stayed on side.
Bruce Davis from about 54 yards out. No good. Bounced off the goalpost. Plenty of distance, but just bounced out. Hit the goalpost way up high from 54 yards. Texas Stadium.
Lo and behold.
1st and 10, Dallas at their own 44. Here's Aikman. To Darrell Johnston. About 3. Stopped by Garth Jackson.
He was trying to go deep on that one, but I'll tell you one thing. He's had excellent pass protection. I mean, he had time to look deep, to look. Nothing there, and then he had to come off to Darrell Johnson. But watch his pass protection. I mean, this is a way that you should do it. Just watch this left side of the line here. Mark 2 and 8, Nate Newton, Donaldson. See, they just get their guys and they push and they form a pocket inside there that Troy Aikman can look and step up and throw to anyone he wants.
Aikman. To Kendall Watkins. Now this is a big tight end. A rookie. Came to camp weighing over 300 pounds. Now he's trimmed down a little bit.
They drafted him as a blocker. You know, he was going to be the blocking tight end because Jay Novacek, you know, really isn't much of a blocker as a tight end. They also have Eric Bjornsson.
Right.
The only real blocking tight end they have is Kendall Watkins, and then they sneak him in there and throw him a pass. That's why no one covered him. Up and said, hey, this guy's not going to go out for a pass. All he does is block.
Got a first down. Aikman's going to throw again. Outside to Michael Irvin. A couple of good moves by Irvin, and he got another first.
What was that second group of moves you think that Michael Irvin did there?
I don't know. The first one was effective.
I know it. The first one, but that second one was that was what they used to call like shake and bake or huck and buck. Watch this. He gets by the first guy, and then he does his shake and bake right here. See? That's about 6 shakes and bakes.
It's a late night move.
Trying to stay in square.
First and 10. Novacek on the move. Handoff to Emmitt Smith. You can stop him for a while. Emmitt Smith down to about the 7-yard line before they wrestle him down. Williams.
As you say with Emmitt Smith, there's only a certain amount of time. Up till now, he had 4 carries and 5 yards. But you see how deep he gets? There's only one back there, and he's about 7 yards deep. Now he can pick a hole. He starts in there, and he makes everyone pursue to that side. Then once they do, then he just cuts against the grain away from the area that they pursued.
Watch him finish this run off.
I mean, he is a fast, quick, and very, very, very powerful guy.
First and goal from the 6. Emmitt Smith into the end zone. That looked like the old drill.
The old middle run drill.
Yeah.
Where the defense is just playing touch tackle. I tell you, he is something.
He really is.
And it's a big, big part of Emmitt Smith. It's also a big, big part of that offensive line. And he knows it too. I mean, he can run. You give him a hole, just give him a little crack somewhere, and he's going to get through there, and he's going to hit it quickly, and he'll run against the grain, and he'll do all those things. But he needs that big offensive line out in front of him.
No matter where the opening is, he'll find it.
You know, he had like 5 carries for 4 yards. So you think, oh boy, Emmitt's under control. Then he goes 2 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown. He doesn't even look like he's working hard, does he?
For the extra point, Novacek holding. Bonio's kick. 14-0, the Cowboys over Arizona. Emmitt Smith touchdown.
But here's Emmitt back here. He's going to get a lead right here from Daryl Johnston. Yeah, and that's where Johnston is such a good player. I mean, he just makes that block there, and then that middle of the guy. I mean, Newton, Donaldson, Larry Allen. Watch these 3 guys here in the middle. Watch how they handle their guys. They get everything going backwards. Johnston get his block. They just run the guys right beyond the hole. That looked too easy. And every time he scores, it always looks like the first guy there's number 88 to help him celebrate, doesn't it? That means he probably wasn't blocking.
And Michael Irvin was watching.
Yeah, I mean,
getting there.
No, I mean, guys like Nate Newton here down there, Ray Donaldson, and Larry Allen, Mark Tuinei, they're all blocking. And Michael Irvin's just out there watching and say, hey, good going. And he goes over and grabs him.
Terry and Edwards, all-time rushers, consecutive games with a touchdown. Emmitt Smith moves closer to the co-leaders, Riggins and Rogers of the Redskins. He's something.
He doesn't even look like he's getting too excited about this game.
That might be the Cardinals' best player, Aeneas Williams.
Yeah, they've already lost 2 of their top guys. You talked about that, Eric Swan, Eric Hill, their middle linebacker. And now their best defensive player out there is Aeneas Williams. And as you say, they're checking him out.
Bonio to kick it off. High kick handled by Ryan Terry at about the 5. Got some room. They shut it down pretty quickly. Greg Trimble down to make the stop on Terry.
It's something how you give this Cowboy team any kind of opening. I mean, the Cardinals had a couple breaks. They had pretty good field position. They got another first down, but then they had a penalty, missed a field goal, opened the thing up, and then here come the Cowboys, led by these guys right there. I mean, look at the size of Nate Newton's arms. I mean, his arms, look at the size of that arm. I mean, that's as big, I swear, as most legs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big old ham hock. I'll tell you, he puts that thing on you, a couple of those on you, you're going to go backwards.
First down, Arizona. The handoff is to Garrison Hurst. Tries straight ahead, and that's the same answer he got the first time he tried there. Shante Carver.
Yeah, you'll see number 35 is Aeneas Williams, and it looks like here is where he got his knee hurt, right there where he just twisted. You see him just grab it? I think that's one of those artificial turf things.
Traction too good. That is the end of quarter number 1 at Texas Stadium, with the Dallas Cowboys looking very impressive. They lead Arizona 14-0. Little cattle drive in the area at Texas Stadium. Dallas leading 14-3. Cardinals just got the field goal from Greg Davis. This is going to be Kevin Williams on the kickoff return. Up to the 31, perhaps.
We saw Charles Haley, remember, just before we went to commercial, we saw Haley complaining to the official. We went back and what's he complaining about? Here's the play right here. Here's Charles Haley. Now watch, Larry Tharp is number 71. He comes, blocks him from behind, and grabs him. So Charles is helping the referee right there.
Has reason to complain.
And he's still talking about, hey, you know what happened to me on that reverse? The guy went around, blocked me from behind, and grabbed me right in front of the official, and he didn't call anything.
Darrell Johnston in motion. Aikman on first down, through, incomplete. Kevin Williams had it, lost it, almost got it again, and lost it again.
That'll make Aikman now 9 out of 12, and you'll look at the distance he threw. 5 for 5 in that short step, 0 to 5, 2 for 3 from 6 to 10, 1 for 1, 11 to 15, and then 1 out of 2 deep. So, you know, and short, I mean, in this area, you expect a high percentage. But the other thing it shows that he's not just he's not just throwing it in one area. He's throwing it up and down the field.
Emmitt Smith. Emmitt's off. Tripped up as he got into Cardinal territory at their 45. Emmitt Smith just tripped up by the last man. Lassiter tripped him up.
Again, the story is he's going to run in the middle. Just watch this blocking here. Here's Emmitt Smith. He gets a deep thing. Now, he doesn't always cut back. I mean, he's going to look, and he's going to hit that hole, and if it's there, he's going to split it right now. He sees it. He gets a good trap block. He just runs straight ahead. Brent Alexander, again, the free safety. He was up there like the eighth man up, and he just missed the tackle.
Yep. Aikman back to throw. Dumps it to Emmitt Smith. Smith still on his feet, still going inside the 10, down at about the 1 foot line. Terry Irving finally tripped him up.
Any young person that ever wants to be a football player and is watching this, you learn one thing from Emmitt Smith here. When you get the ball, you turn and you run it straight up the field. You see, I mean, there was no going to the outside, looking for the sideline, anything. Straight up the field, and you keep those knees moving. I mean, that is great running by Emmitt Smith. That is very, very poor tackling by the Cardinals.
And with all that, watch him protect the ball when he feels contact coming.
Just watch his eyes here, Pat. He sees everything. He sees the whole field.
He just scored the touchdown. His second of the day.
I saw big Derek Kennard was in there, number 60. They just signed him this week, and I think Emmitt on that touchdown went right over big Kennard.
Well, let's have a look at it.
going to run right in here on this side. Now watch the right side of the line block. Again, they block down. Here he goes, just runs right there. Heck, there's no one there. All the Cardinals were down on the ground.
O'Neill's extra point good. 21-3. Watch this. Protect the ball and head for the goal line. 21-3. The Cowboys lead the Cardinals. Second quarter. Emmitt Smith just scored his second touchdown of the day. O'Neill to kick it off. Ryan Terry to return it. Just outside the 30.
Yeah, so much for stopping Emmitt Smith. Let's just watch some of these blocking things we talk about. Here, Larry Allen is going to make a trap block, but watch Nate Newton here and how strong he is. I mean, he's going to hit his guy. Watch him there. He just hits him, and he just pushes him straight out of the way. I mean, look at how these holes become so big. Nate just takes his guy, and he pushes him 5 yards to the side. Tuanay says, holy moly, this is going to be a big hole here. Number 71 says, I better get out of the way. That's a good move by Mark Tuanay to get out of Emmitt Smith's way.
Good block by Donaldson also.
But did you see what Nate did to Bernard Wilson?
Yes.
He knocked him 5 yards sideways.
Craig back to throw it. Going deep. Pass is caught by Rob Moore. At the Cowboy 25. Covered by Clayton Holmes. Or Clayton Holmes was there. 55-yard gain.
That's the thing that Dave Craig was talking about. The two big things was, one, that you have to get some big plays, and two, that he has to get the ball to Rob Moore. That wasn't bad coverage there by Clayton Holmes, but that was a perfect throw by Dave Craig.
Those two Cardinal wide receivers are both big, both Sanders and Moore.
I'll tell you about that. That Dave Craig. I mean, he's 16 years in the league, and he can get hot.
There's a reason he's been around 16 years. Wendell Gaines makes the catch right now for a McDonald's game break. Let's return to James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
All right, Pat, the Eagles have scored 10 points off of turnovers, including this one. Ismail, Rocket that is on the reverse, fumbled after being hit by Andy Harmon. Greg Jackson takes it midair, heads to pay dirt. The Eagles are up 17-3 on the Raiders in Oakland. Let's take it back to Pat and John.
Things more according to form at Texas Stadium, where the Cowboys lead 21-3, but the Cardinals on the move. 2nd and 1. Hurst deep. Garrison Hurst gets the Cardinal first down.
Yeah, they just can't get any movement on that inside group of Maryland and Latin Jones to let Hurst have any soft spots in there. It used to be when everyone was using a 3-man line, you had to get a movement on the nose tackle. Then when they go to 4-man line, you got to get movement on these two guys here. You have to get them coming backwards, because if they win the battle on the line of scrimmage or penetration, you're not going to have anywhere to run.
First down, Arizona at the Dallas 14. Craig to throw it. He has time. Does. Centers. Touchdown. See him drag his feet, keep him in the end zone.
You see Dave Craig? I mean, he watched Centers all the way, but he had to get away from a rush. He's saying this is why people say that Larry Centers is the best offensive player on this team. He knew exactly where he was. He just kept the rest of his body moving, his eyes watching, his hands working, and his feet still.
That's hard to do if there's no ball coming.
But Craig made a heck of a throw.
He really did. Extra point by Davis is good. It's 21-10. Our Aflac trivia question this week. Which current NFL quarterback has the most media guide pages in the club media guide dedicated to him? Which quarterback has the most pages dedicated to him? 21-10 the score. Kevin Williams. Returning.
Beats him here, gets him off, and makes that touchdown throw to Larry Centers. Watch, Jones comes up the middle. They don't block him. In fact, in the old days, he used to say they left one for the quarterback. They left it for Craig. He just kind of ditched him and then threw this pass to Larry Centers. That's a couple of great plays on one play. That guy there and the guy that threw it to him.
I'll say 1st and 10 at their own 30 for Dallas. Here's Aikman. Kevin Williams. Out of bounds at the 45. Let's go back again to the Aflac question. Which quarterback current in the NFL has the most media guide pages dedicated to him? Who would you think? Well, the answer is Dave Craig, who has 41 pages in the Cardinal media guide. Dan Marino's second. Troy Aikman has just 7 pages.
Well, the thing is Dave Craig has been in the league for 16 years. Troy Aikman for 7.
Aikman back to throw it.
Aikman's pass
In the direction of Novacek, incomplete.
Another thing, when you read all those pages about Dave Craig, he's from a college. Now there are guys playing in the NFL that are from colleges that no longer play football. But Dave Craig is from a college, Milton College, which is in Wisconsin, that's no longer a college.
Doesn't even exist.
Yeah, he said they dropped out like in '82 or something like that. He said the baseball team was out playing the baseball. They didn't even have any money to bring their baseball team
Had to take up collection to get him back. Sherman Williams, the ball carrier. Backing up Emmett Smith. Good run. Cowboys top pick. And the draft.
Yeah, he's just in there to give Emmett Smith a little break. Emmett Smith already has over 100 yards and touchdowns and everything. And looks like he got that cap on. He doesn't look like he's going to play any more this half. Although, knowing Emmett Smith, if the Cowboys get a little closer to the goal line here, he may exchange that cowboy cap for a football hat.
Yeah, he's not going to sit too long.
I don't think so, but he looks like he is, though.
Yeah, he does. Well, he's done an excellent afternoon work already. Aikman back to throw it. Outside to Eric Bjornsson.
Yeah, a big part of this is the Cowboy offense is really going. I mean, Aikman is hot. The offensive line is blocking like heck. Good play calling. But I'll tell you another thing. This Cardinal defense, their tackling is atrocious.
Well, they've lost perhaps their 3 best players.
Yeah, but if you're a pro, you still got to be able to tackle. I mean, that's the thing. If you can't tackle, you shouldn't be able to play in the National Football League.
2nd and 2. Sherman Williams nudges closer to a first down. Not quite.
That's the thing that you like about it. A team having a big offensive lineman. And you talk about big. Yeah, here comes Emmett Smith in there now. And you see they just brought, I said earlier that they brought Kennard back. Derek Kennard's in there. And then what they do is they put Stone at an end and Kennard at the tackle.
Emmett Smith. Got the first. Cardinals say he didn't. It's very close. There's Derek Kennard.
How much you think Derek Kennard weighs?
More than he says.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that he says anything. They didn't get any first down on that play. They're going to have to go for it again. But Derek Kennard played for these Cowboys, started and played well last year. Was let go in the offseason, didn't get a contract, didn't get on with another team, came back to the Cowboys, practiced for about a half hour and retired, went home and just came back this week.
Emmett Smith deep. He'll get another crack. Cardinals don't think he got it. Cowboys do think they got it.
Brown thinks he got it. I think he got it because he got that lean in there and that lunge, and he's so powerful that he can get low and still be powerful. You know, that's one thing that tall running backs have a problem with, is getting low. Here's Emmitt Smith, and he's going to hit right in here and then get down here and then just power it right into there. But tall running backs always have a problem with getting low and still having power. You see right there at the end, right there where he got down, those last couple of steps is where he got the first down.
Just sort of burrowed ahead for the first down. 1st and 10. Aikman to throw. Johnson. Incomplete. He had it, juggled it, and lost it.
Troy Aikman really likes Bjornson.
Yeah.
He's a rookie. In fact, he's out of Washington. He was a quarterback, and he's one of those guys. He's a lot like Jay Novacek, because Jay Novacek's background was he was a quarterback at one time.
That's there.
And that's a perfect pass. I mean, that's right there in the hands. And you know, you don't have to tell a guy like that, hey, you got to catch those. The guy that knows it the most is the guy who just dropped it.
Emmitt Smith rips down to about the 9. Stopped by Bernd Alexander.
The way Emmitt Smith is playing this year, Pat, he looks at he's playing at one speed, you know, like he's in 4th gear, and everyone else is still in 1st gear.
He is a big 209.
I mean, and he's an amazing football player. I mean, not just running back, but just football player. I mean, just everything that has to be done: blocking, short yardage, catching, running, anything that has to be done. He's just a great football player.
That's the ultimate compliment. 2-minute warning. Dallas 21, Arizona 10. We approach halftime. That's South Fork, where the very famous television series was shot. Dallas.
What did that horse just say?
What?
What did that horse just say?
He just cleared his throat. There's Emmett. Dragged down at the 3 by Lassiter. Emmett grabbed his side, but he gets up in a hurry.
Well, I know the thing that everyone's worrying about are those hamstrings, and Emmett said he worked the whole off season on the hamstrings. One thing he does is he drinks a lot more water, because they thought that maybe part of his problem was being dehydrated. But he's very, very conscious of those hamstrings and keeping those hamstrings healthy.
Whatever he's done, it's worked. I've never seen him look better. Aikman. Just tossed that one to a vacant area.
Well, he had Jay Novacek and Darrell Johnston over on his right side, and that's where he was trying to go. The play pass didn't fool the Cardinals. They had that covered. Then he had to come back to his left side, and he just threw it away.
That'll make it 3rd and goal from the 3.
Maybe they were getting too fancy with themselves. I think if they had 2nd down, they'd just give it to Emmett again. If they didn't get it on 2nd down, just give it to him again on 3rd.
Might do that right here.
I mean, they would have gained something on 2nd down with it.
Cardinals showing a blitz. Aikman hits Darrell Johnston.
That's the thing. You always want to hit the blitz. You want to hit the gap at the time the ball snaps. So you try and time it. When you don't time it, this is what happens.
Offside, number 59, defense, unabated to the quarterback.
Coming up, the Dockers halftime report. James Brown, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, and Jimmy Johnson with all the scores and highlights. The Dockers halftime coming up. 3rd and goal from the 2 now, as the Cardinals were called for that violation. There's Derek Kennard. Emmitt Smith deep. Emmett gets the carry and doesn't get anywhere this time. 21-10, Dallas leading Arizona, and here comes the field goal unit.
And what they do is you know they bring in. We saw where they bring in Derek Kennard. They put him at guard. Then they put Larry Allen at the end position. That's the side they ran to. And, of course, Larry Allen is an ineligible number playing an eligible position. First, they did all that and ran right at him, and nothing happened.
Monio for the field goal attempt. Novacek holding. Flags on the play. Flags everywhere on the play. Field goal was good.
Isn't there some Barry Switzer's here watching this play now, wondering what that penalty is? Last night he was up in St. Louis watching his son play. He was here at practice yesterday, flew in Jerry Jones's jet to St. Louis, watched his son, quarterback.
Illegal substitution, number 73, offense.
That's just what you were talking about.
He reported as an eligible receiver and went back to his legal position on this play. That's a 5-yard penalty.
See, he can't do that. After he becomes an eligible position, then he can't come back to be in an ineligible position without going out for one play. So Larry Allen went from end back to guard or tackle, and you have to go out for a play. So that's a problem, and that's not Larry Allen's fault. But when you do that on third down and you don't get it, then he has to come out. He can't be on your field goal team.
That guy, number 73, is playing extremely well right now. And he is going to be one of the great linemen to play this game. Monio tries again and hits again from 25 yards this time. And with just over a minute left to play before halftime, the Cowboys lead Arizona 24-10. You can see what that hole in the roof causes as far as lighting is concerned. You can see as the afternoon dwindles.
And it's tough for a receiver, too.
Yeah.
You know, the ball is coming on this kick, for example, and it's tougher on punts and kickoffs, but it's coming out of the shaded area, and it's going to be kicked right into the sun. That's what the Cardinals expect.
Monio's kick is a good one. Ryan Terry about a yard deep in the end zone. Cut down at the 22. Jim Schwantz made the tackle. Less than a minute left in the first half. The Cowboys lead.
Yeah.
Power. Here's Dye, here's Haley, and watch what happens here. They're going to get, it's only a 3-man rush. They get him doubled, and watch the power of Charles Haley. I mean, he just takes Ernest Dye and throws him right back at the quarterback.
Pass was intercepted by Alundis Bryce, who just changed numbers when the Cowboys signed Deion Sanders. He had number 21, and now he's number 23.
And that's one thing they're waiting here, and it'll be a while for Deion Sanders. In fact, they say that he's probably going to have his surgery on his ankle next week in Miami. But boy, did this guy play a heck of a first half. You know, when you need a defensive play, and you can say, okay, I need a defensive play, I can have anyone to make it for me. I think right now in football, I'd take this guy right here.
You need somebody to create, and sometimes you need just havoc. You need somebody to create confusion, and he can do that.
Yeah, and he's the guy that's the master of that. He's always going to get penetration, and I think he's the guy that helped Leon Lett.
No question about that.
And I don't know that Charles Haley, you know, he wants to beat the 49ers so bad. I don't know that he's as excited as most of them are about getting Deion Sanders back. Because he said, we're going to beat the 49ers. If we have Deion, we'll beat them. If they have Deion, we don't need Deion to get back at those guys.
That day, of course, when the 49ers come here to play Dallas is November the 12th. The Cowboys 24, Arizona 10. Halftime at Texas Stadium.
Well, you know, JB, they can do it all. They can run the football with Emmitt Smith. They can throw, you know, the ball to Michael Irvin on the one-on-one coverage. And really, Arizona's a desperate football team right now. They're gambling. They're rolling the dice. They're trying to blitz to stop the run on Emmitt Smith. But what happens when you get all those guys ganged up there and Emmitt breaks the line of scrimmage? It's going to be a long run. On top of this, one-on-one coverage on Michael Irvin or Kevin Williams. It's going to get some big plays. You're going to see more of them the second half.
Eric Williams out right now with an injury, but the center of that line, Ray Donaldson replacing Stepnoski with Larry Allen and Nate Newton, they are flat out overpowering people. They lose quickness with Donaldson, but they get a lot of power, a lot of beef, 315 pounds across the board there on an average.
All right, I know Terry had mentioned before that Arizona's a desperate team when they have to go to gadget plays. All right, folks, we're going to take you back to the second half of that game between Arizona and Dallas in Irving, Texas. All of that after this.
John, pretty much true to form. I think the Cowboys been able to move the ball when they wanted to. The Cardinals' tackling has been kind of bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Cowboys are just too good.
Yeah.
I mean, you take Troy Aikman, when he gets hot like this and he has that protection, he's darn near perfect. Then he has Michael Irvin out there. If you cover him one-on-one, you can just throw it up to him anytime. Then you have Emmitt Smith running the ball on defense. They're giving him the pass rush, although I do think if the Cardinals could tackle a little better on defense and on offense, keep going for those big plays. There may be some big plays there for them.
I was about to ask you, what can they do to get back into this game? The score is not that bad, 24-10. The Cowboys lead.
I just think staying with it. I mean, staying aggressive and have to take chances. I mean, you know, like at halftime they said they're desperate. Well, they don't match up. I mean, the Cardinals aren't as good a football team as the Dallas Cowboys, so they're going to have to play desperately. They're going to have to take some chances. They're going to have to go for some big plays. But one thing, you know, the fundamental part of it is you just have to tackle better. And I'm sure Buddy Ryan knows that. I'm sure that somewhere he talked about that. If we're going to play and we're going to play defense, you guys better tackle better. And you better get a whole bunch of guys there to tackle. And when we get in a passing situation, you better block 94.
Or your passer's going to get killed. Bonio to kick it off. Take some chances doesn't mean you panic, though. Ryan Terry at the goal line. Around the corner. Chase and run out of bounds. Bill Bates, Darren Woodson right there. First half statistics. Rushing yards just 27 for the Cardinals, 99 for the Cowboys.
You know, that's a big thing. I mean, every game, even though this is a passing game in the NFL, but it always starts with this, you know, being able to run and being able to stop the run. And when you can't run and you can't stop the run, then you're going to be down.
Well, that's, you ask, as we go from game to game, you ask every head coach, what do you have to do to win? We have to be able to run, and we have to stop the run.
Yeah, because it all starts.
Camera does amazing things, doesn't it, John? Gets everybody's attention.
Yeah, that duck, I think, was going sideways and almost got stuck between those rocks. Did you see him jump?
A stuck duck.
A jumping duck.
Aikman back to throw it. He's going to run. Speaking of running, let's check out Emmitt Smith's running in the first half.
We'll see where he ran. We know he ran well. Only 8 yards to the left, 65 yards in the middle, and 13 yards to the right. So we talk about the job that the center and the two guards, that big, powerful inside, did, and you can see that that's also where Emmitt Smith ran most of the time and, of course, gained most of his yards.
Second down. Aikman to Michael Irvin. Irvin close to a first down. Those guys in the middle. And those are, I think, correct weights.
So see here, if your huddle's this way, they're pointed this way. Nate goes this way, left guard. Ray Donaldson, the center. Larry Allen, the right guard. And then you just get in here and you put back here, there's 950. That's 1,000 pounds. You just do tons, you know, and you just, boom, you just run right by him.
Do you believe that Larry Allen weighs more than Nate Newton?
No. This guy here weighs more. Not that, not the officials. I'll guarantee you Nate does.
There he is. His arm weighs.
Well, see, he's still starting that hitch now. That's that old Nate Newton hitch. And heavy guys will always do that. I'm there too. And I don't know why skinny guys never hitch their pants up, and guys that have combinations hanging over right there always hitch their pants up. Now, why can't you keep your pants up when you got a lot to keep them up?
Because you don't get them all the way up, I think. This is Emmitt Smith. Out of bounds, midfield. Emmitt Smith.
Now, that's one thing about those guys. You know, we talk about the size, but also watch these three guys move. I mean, watch how quick they are. I mean, they can run like backs. I mean, Allen gets around there, gets the linebacker. He gets out in front of Emmitt Smith. Nate Newton, when it goes to the right, he can get out in front of the running back. I mean, these guys, Nate said something like that. I don't know why they all sweat like that. They look like they've been sitting in something. But Nate says that they can all dance. You don't find too many guys that big that can all dance well.
I like to see that.
Well, the problem is probably finding people that want to dance with them.
Yeah, do they dance with each other or what?
No.
Pat Summerall, John Madden back at Texas Stadium. Cowboys ball at midfield. Second and short. They lead 24-10.
The Cowboys linemen have a contest to see who can sweat the farthest down the leg, and Larry Allen is winning.
Outside to Emmitt Smith. And Emmitt gets down to the Cardinal 41. Seth Joyner tripped him up.
You know, Troy Aikman has said this year he's going to safety. If you look at him, he has a longer face mask this year. He has that heavy chin strap. He's wearing a knee brace and high tops. You see, here's the thing. Here's the chin strap here and the longer face mask. Here was last year's face mask. You can see that it's shorter. So he's gone to the longer face mask, the chin strap, the knee brace, and the high tops.
And he's just as effective. Smith to about the 39, stopped by Clyde Simmons.
Number 96 leading the charge.
He even has the foam. You see here, every year he gets his chin split open. So now he has the foam that goes on the inside of that big old chin strap.
Got it split open again this year.
Yeah, no, so he got that big face mask. That didn't help any. He got the chin strap. He got the rib pads. He got the knee brace. And he got the high tops. And this year he's not going for looks, just safety.
That'll disappoint a lot of people. Diving catch by Novacek from Aikman. Terry Hogue made the stop.
You know, this offense just has to frustrate a defense because the minute you start to anchor in there to stop Emmitt, then they start working their receivers, and you play the receivers, and then the next thing they do is they go back to working Emmitt again. And through all that, this big offensive line is doing their job.
Third and short, and Derek Kennard is back in.
Well, see, now Larry Allen now moves out here to tight end.
Aikman just threw it away. There was a flag on the play. The pass was intended for Darrell Johnston, and the Cardinals saw it coming and grabbed him.
I think Garth Jacks knocked the moose down before the ball got there.
Yep.
Because there was a play pass. Now it was towards the side. Larry Allen was playing tight end on, so you know they're not going to throw it to old Larry Allen.
No.
He's leading the league and sweat down the leg.
Holding 53 defense. First down.
53 is Garth Jacks, and he's going to be out there on Darrell Johnston. See 48 Johnson, he goes there. See Garth Jacks right here.
Got him.
He's just going to grab him. He just grabs him and tackles him. And here comes the ball later. Whoop. Yep. If you're going to get beat, you may as well tackle him.
Yep.
Just a 5-yard penalty and a first down.
That's Emmitt. Emmitt Smith to about the 25 behind Darrell Johnston's block.
And the other guy was a cross block between Mark Tuinei and Nate Newton. But they do, you know, we saw on defense how they cross or have a game. And then on offense, you get the same thing. See, here's Nate. He'll come this way. Tuinei comes down. We get the block there and then the lead there. But watch how quickly they move. You see how Nate comes out there? Boom, right there. He makes that hit. And then Emmitt Smith is just running right in behind him.
The moose looks like an elk. behind that big offensive line. The pass to Irvin from Aikman. First down at about the 15. Patrick Hunter on the stop. The Cowboys record with Emmitt Smith has 100 yards. He has 102 yards today.
I think that's darn near a given now, isn't it? I mean, every time the Cowboys play, Emmitt Smith's going to get his 100 yards. There's one thing, when the Cowboys run, he's the only guy that runs with the ball. And that's not bad. I mean, you wouldn't want to do it any other way.
No.
You see that contest still going on. Larry Allen still winning the length of the sweat down the leg contest.
Aikman to throw. Away. Clyde Simmons pressured Aikman.
And that's about the fourth receiver. He had 3 receivers on his right side, and he looked. There was nothing open, so he threw to his left and just threw it away.
Second and 10 at the 15. Michael Irvin has 5 catches for 105 yards today. The one long one on the opening drive. He split wide to the left this time. Second and 10. Smith down to about the 11. Terry Hogue. There's a name we've been saying a long time.
He's been around for a long time, and as long as Buddy Ryan has a job, a guy like Terry Hogue will always have a job, because he's a 12-year veteran safety, one of those guys that plays nickel, dimes, makes the calls in those situations. Every defense, every offense, every situation he's seen, been there. Very smart player. A guy like that, if he doesn't get injured, will always have a job.
3rd and 7. He's always been a good, tough tackler. And they need that. Aikman. Terry Hogue. Pass intended for Corey Fleming.
He knew that. He was jumping that thing. I mean, you know, if you take a guy like Hogue, he's going to read he's going to read the drop of the quarterback, then he's going to read the quarterback's eyes, and then he's going to jump on that. Now, if you just watch Hogue there, you see Aikman is looking to the right all the way. So if you look at the receiver you're going to throw to all the way, a guy like Terry Hogue will always get a jump on it.
Bonio will try from 30 yards. He is good. And the Cowboys move ahead 24-10. 5:38 left to play in the 3rd quarter. They kept the ball a long time. Long-time Cowboy fan, known locally as Crazy Ray.
I think he's known more than locally as
Yeah,
Crazy Ray.
probably.
He was known all over the league. Any team that would come in here to play against the Cowboys would know Crazy Ray.
Yeah. Kevin Williams. Almost broke out of the pack, went down at the 31.
You know, isn't it funny how much difference a year makes? Remember a year ago when Barry Switzer went to see his son Doug play? And
yeah.
It was the thing, oh, he left the team and all that. Now, there's nothing. I mean, we were here yesterday, and there was Barry at practice, and now you look, here's Barry sitting at a game. There's his son, Doug, the quarterback at Arkansas Pine Bluff. I think they were beaten last night by Howard.
I think that's right.
They were playing Howard, I know.
That's in St. Louis.
Yeah, Doug got the old quarterback sneak there. But, you know, but the thing is, I mean, he took Jerry Jones's airplane up to the game.
Novacek from Aikman. Jerry Irving knocked him out of bounds. That's the end of 3 at Texas Stadium, with the Cowboys leading the Arizona Cardinals 27-13. The wounded on the Arizona sideline.
Well, you know, here's Aeneas Williams. We saw him earlier, remember, on the carpet on that touchdown by Emmitt Smith. He injured his knee. They say that they're going to re-examine that tomorrow. In the back there was Lorenzo Lynch. Looked like he had a hamstring injury.
pitch back from Aikman to Emmitt Smith. Not much doing.
Right there in the sideline, we were looking at half of the Cardinals secondary, one on crutches, the other one laying on the bench. Here's Aeneas Williams. Here's Lorenzo Lynch right back there.
Like a hamstring for him. Lynch,
and it's a knee for Aeneas Williams. Eric Swan, of course, already out. He had knee surgery. Eric Hill also out, but they expect him back next week.
2nd and 8. 27-13 Dallas. Aikman a throw. Kevin Williams will get the first down.
And again, good pass protection there because Aikman was able to double hitch. Watch Nate here. And again, what you do is you have to zone block, and you have to be able, anyone comes in your area, you see, boom, you hit that guy there, you give him back to Donaldson, boom, then you hit the guy with your left shoulder, and you give him back to Tuanay. That's what a good guard does. A good uncovered man always has his head on a swivel and will help inside and outside on the same play.
1st and 10 Cowboys. Aikman back to throw if he has time. Going deep for Urban. He's open. Just couldn't light the burner a little too far. Let's go back for another McDonald's game break to James Brown in Hollywood.
All right, Pat. Oakland scored 27 unanswered points. 6 more here as Jeff Hosteller finds Derek Finner in the corner of the end zone. My goodness, Oakland is up 27-17 in the 3rd. Take you back to Pat and John.
Back at Texas Stadium, 4th quarter, Dallas 27, Arizona 13.
What did JB say? My goodness, Oakland is up?
2nd down, 10.
My goodness.
That shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, the Raiders are back. They're playing in Oakland. They were down. They'll come back. Always have.
Emmitt Smith.
Give to Emmitt Smith to the 45-yard line.
Just about 3.
Thing about Emmitt Smith too is you know they can keep working him and he enjoys it. I mean, he's in such good shape that you can just work him and work him and work him, and he's one of those guys that I think the more he carries the ball, the better he gets. And I'm not saying that with it being ahead 27-13 and have the ball that they have to beat him in this game, but when it gets to a game when they really need him, he's always there for 4 quarters.
3rd and 7. Blitz coming. Aikman to Kevin Williams. Didn't get enough for the first. Tito Paul made the stop.
And Troy Aikman's upset because he knows that he had to get enough for the first down. He wants to go for it. He wanted to stay out there and go for it on 4th down.
But here comes John Jett.
So it doesn't make any difference what Troy Aikman wants, does it?
He's overruled. How about the St. Louis Rams? They're 4-0.
If anyone would have said, you know, before this season, give me 3 teams that are going to be undefeated after 4 weeks, I don't think in any count you would have put the St. Louis Rams.
Have a tough time just saying it. Jets kick takes a backward bounce, and it's down to about the 14.
Ball is killed by Reggie Barnes.
Reggie Barnes down. So 11:52 left to play. Cowboys leading 27-13. Tolbert.
See what happened? He's been getting so much pressure from his left that he started to come to his right all the time. See, he starts coming out here. So here comes Tolbert to get him. Again, because of the pressure here that he's been getting, that's making him float out to his right all the time. You see, they got the game here, and then you see he looks, and then he starts to float out to the right or escape there, and there's Tony Tolbert knowing that he's going to get pushed, and he's going to try and come that way, so Tolbert just gets up the field a little more.
Cowboys go with a 3-man rush this time. 3rd and 22. Lett and Hennings right in the middle. Craig out of the end zone. Centers. Pass was caught in the end zone.
I think Leon Leon Lett and Duval Love are going after it there. One thing about this pass, at least it got him out past the 5-yard line. In fact, Dave Craig didn't look like he was ready for that, but watch Leon Lett. He gets a push on Duval Love. Love keeps blocking him there at the end. They're still playing.
Locked horns.
Because Lett has that thing up there and the fist up there and the face mask. Whoa.
Figo. Kevin Williams, midfield. Tripped up at about the 36-yard line of Arizona. Chad Hennings. Neck problems and a little massage. 27-13. Dallas leads Arizona. Today's game is being produced by Bob Stenner and directed by Sandy Grossman. Studio is produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. Troy Aikman is the executive producer of the Dallas offense. And the producer is Emmett Smith.
And that whole combination of being able to run Emmett inside, and hold all the defense to the inside, and then have a guy like Michael Irvin out on the outside is darn near enough to beat most of the teams in the league. I mean, just Troy Aikman handing to Emmett Smith and throwing to Michael Irvin will darn near beat most of the teams in this league.
And you throw in a dose of Novacek, the Moose, Kevin Williams. Aikman, incomplete. Flag on the play. Intended for Williams. Lassiter is going to be called for the violation.
Well, somewhere Kevin Williams is going to take Alvin Harper's place and take Alvin Harper's numbers. Alvin Harper only caught, what, 32 passes last year, so.
Pass interference, number 42, defense, first down.
But the thing that, that position has to do that Kevin Williams is playing is not catch a lot of passes, but catch a lot of big passes. That's what Alvin Harper gave him.
Well, you remember when Jason Garrett was the quarterback, his wife told him, just throw it as far as you can, as high as you can, and Alvin will catch it.
That was on Thanksgiving, wasn't it?
Yeah. Aikman, Novacek, dropped it. Had it and lost it.
There's two coaches consoling each other. Barry Switzer said he was wide open. He is wide open. The pass is a perfect pass. He looked it right into his hands, and I think Hogue knocked it out just as he was bringing it down. See, he brought it down, and just as he started to bring it into himself, Terry Hogue knocked it out of there. But Aikman's thinking, what in the heck do I have to do to throw a touchdown pass here?
Blitz coming. Reverse coming. And going nowhere. Kevin Williams with the reverse. The Cardinals played it perfectly.
He's going to run right into McCants there, and he's thinking Keith McCants is number 90. He's playing right here. He doesn't go for the fake, and he just runs, boom, just helmet to helmet.
He saw it coming.
That's the thing. Yeah, McCants did.
Yeah.
Kevin Williams, I think, saw McCants coming too, but it was too late. But if on a reverse, if the guys don't flow, if they don't run the other, when you start the other way, some bad things can happen to it.
3 wide receiver package. Here comes a Cardinal blitz again. Or Michael Irvin. Incomplete.
Yeah, that thing wasn't timed up. The blitz was coming, and either Michael Irvin was taking too long to run his pattern, or Troy Aikman threw it too soon. And that's why, you like to, that's a sight adjust. You like your wide receiver to know that a blitz is coming, so your quarterback will have less time, so he has to run his pattern a little shorter and look a little quicker.
I would have to guess that Michael Irvin didn't know that the blitz was coming.
He has to look to the inside.
Right.
He will know next time. He knew last time.
Jet. High hanging kick. Bounds into the end end zone, and they'll bring it to the 20. 27-13. Dallas leading with 8:03 left to play. The Cowboys trying to go 4-0. Craig has centers as the only back. Gets it out to Moore. Moore got enough for the first down. This game is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dallas Cowboys and the National Football League is prohibited.
Yeah, the Cardinals, of course, they're thinking in terms of 2 touchdowns. So they got to get a score and then probably get an onside kick and then go for another score. They do have all their timeouts.
27-13, clock running. Just over 4 minutes. Craig back to throw it. Flag on the play. Touchdown to Moore.
I think the whistle blew before the play. So that has to be probably against the offense.
False start.
Yep.
Prior to the snap. 87 offense.
No touchdown.
Now that's Oscar McBride. Right, because the whistle blew before that ball was ever thrown.
Buddy Ryan's team has done a heck of a job of hanging in there. All their defenders, their good big name defenders, are hurt. The backups have done an excellent job, and the offense has just scrapped its way around. 2nd and 15.
And Dave Craig has been pretty effective when given time.
Here's Craig, who hasn't had a lot of time. Flag on the play. Moore makes the catch at about the 12, but a penalty marker down.
And that's one that would give them an automatic first down if it's against the Cowboys. Because they were first and 15th. Now they'll get another first down, but they'll get a 1st and 10.
Keep in mind, they'll have a first down, as John said. They have all of their timeouts left. 3 minutes and 54 seconds left.
Yeah, and I think they want to take that penalty again, and because they would be like 2nd and 8 or 1st and 10, so they better take the penalty and go 1st and 10.
Hey, 1st and 10, buddy.
Yes.
Take 1st and 10, buddy.
But he's not answering.
Dave Craig smiled at him.
Number 55, defense. It's a 5-yard penalty, first down.
Penalty against Robert Jones.
And then Dave Craig said, take 1st and 10, Buddy, and Buddy must have said, yes, take 1st and 10, which is the right play. Again, they really do have plenty of time.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
and they're thinking in terms of 2 scores. It would be interesting if they would get a touchdown here. They already had one, but it was called back because of a penalty. But would they go for 2 points or go for 1 and then the tie?
Here's Craig back to throw. Has time, he has more. Flag on the play, flag in the end zone. There were 2 defenders back with Rob Moore, and he's down in the end zone. Against Dallas.
And that's the good news, is that the penalty is against Dallas for the Cardinals. The bad news for the Cardinals is their go-to guy, Rob Moore, is down.
Well, they said we got to go to him.
Illegal contact. Number 47, defense.
Leighton Holmes.
Penalty at that point, and then there was no pass interference there in the end zone.
The good news is that Rob Moore's up and walking off, running off now.
Yeah, when you looked at the pictures there, it looked like as he fell, he just got the wind knocked out of him. I would bet now that gives the Cardinals another first down, and I would bet that Rob Moore is going to be back in there on 2nd down.
Yeah, I would think so. He and Sanders both out of the game. Craig rejoins the huddle now. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals at the Cowboy 13. 27-13, Dallas leads. Cardinals have all of their timeouts left, and they're on the move. Craig better hurry. Trying to change the play. Haley jumped. Haley jumped.
Haley's pointing to Ernest Dye. Ernest Dye is pointing to Haley.
Moore comes back into the game.
We're going to have a conference there on whether the left tackle Ernest Dye moved first to draw Haley, or Haley moved first and drew Ernest Dye.
Start, number 65, offense, prior to the snap. Still first down.
Was Ernest Dye.
Here's number 65 right here, Ernest Dye. We'll see if he moves before the, yep. You see, he just started that little thing. See how the weight starts to go back?
Yep.
He just rocked back. And that's all it is. You know, sometimes those guys start in that pass protection, they're so big that they just start to rock a little. And if the defensive guy is smart and he makes a move, when the guy makes his rock, they're going to call it on the offensive guy.
1st and 15. At about the 18. Craig deep for Moore. Pass is picked off in the end zone by Larry Brown. Intercepted by Brown in the end zone.
Dave Craig was trying to throw that one away. It was first down. There's no reason to force anything in the end zone on first down. And he knows that, a 16-year veteran. He's trying to throw it away. He just doesn't throw it far enough.
So the Cowboys will take over out of the 20 as Brown comes up with a big interception. Cowboys have the ball at their own 20.
Watch this interception here. Larry Brown is number 24. He's covering Rob Moore. He has great coverage. He didn't go for the post move. He just played the corner. Dave Craig was trying to throw that ball away, and he just didn't get enough of it. Now, Larry Brown knocked the pylon down, and no one picked the pylon up.
Pylon down. Emmett Smith, left side. For about 3 or 4. Don't forget, coming up after our football coverage, space above and beyond, except on the West Coast. Emmett grabbed his left wrist. And there is a timeout call. Cowboys leading at 27-13.
Lead the herd. I drive them day and night. Through the rain, through the snow, past the lakes of Minnesota, and across the deserts of Arizona. Coming face to face with the meanest rustlers in all the West. But with my quick draw, trusty 88, ain't nobody gonna steal one from me. Ride 'em Cowboys.
How? Next Sunday, Troy Aikman and the Cowboys take on the Washington Redskins, plus other regional action.
Emmett Smith grabbed his left wrist after that last carry.
Yeah, you can see, Pat, as he goes to the ground, he just falls right on that left arm and wrist. And whether it's the wrist or the arm or the shoulder, you can see it just, everything goes right down on that left side.
With Terry Hogue on top of it.
You know, the question's going to be asked after he's done what he's done today, and the Cowboys have the lead with 3 minutes left to go in the game. He probably doesn't have to be in there, but that would be a form of a second guess.
Then he grabbed his elbow.
Well, you could see it could be anything on that left side. It could be from the hand to the wrist to the elbow, and sometimes you grab the elbow when it's a shoulder injury. Whatever it is, they're hiding it up on that sideline.
Sherman Williams spins ahead. Michael Bankston made the stop.
You know how important Emmett Smith is to this team, and in fact, he's probably the most important guy. And when he gets hurt, he draws a crowd.
His left arm, we don't know what. The left elbow is what we're hearing now.
I mean, you could see all his weight and everything went down on that left arm. Again, going back to that penalty against the bench, that was on Barry Switzer. Barry Switzer
came out on the field.
Yeah, came out on the field. So 2 years in the NFL, he has 2 penalties.
There goes Emmett.
I know. I mean, that's one. It's an easy one to second guess, and I hate to do it. But you know, and a football player is a football player, and there's a game to be played, and he's playing. Just hate to see anyone get hurt in this type of situation when, really, for all intent and purposes, the game is over.
And he's in pain.
And he's a warrior, and he's a workhorse. I mean, he does it all. And when you say what is a running back or what is a football player, you say number 22 for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, this is why they took number 20. Sherman Williams broke a tackle and broke close to a first down, and here comes a flag flying in. Patrick Hunter made the stop. Emmitt Smith headed in for x-rays.
They got the security there. Did you see those guys? They got everything blocked off. They aren't going to let anyone go in there and figure that deal out. When he takes his helmet off like that and goes like that, he's in a heck of a lot of pain.
Yeah, he is. Well, things like this, you hope they don't happen. But that's the reason they picked Sherman Williams in the last draft, to back up Emmitt Smith.
And to give Emmitt Smith a breather. And you know, because Emmitt Smith is such a workhorse, like we said, he's the only guy that carries the ball.
Williams, the Cardinals swarm around him. Less than 3 minutes left now. Seth Joyner and Garth Jacks made the stop.
And you know how popular and what a great player Emmitt Smith is, because that not only took all the air out of the Dallas Cowboy sidelines, but of this crowd too.
Yeah.
I mean, this crowd, you would think that, you know, the Cowboys are undefeated, they're winning, everything's going their way, but this is a very, very quiet place now.
Emmitt was saying yesterday he set some goals, some personal goals, but he didn't discuss them publicly.
You know, I mean, it's something how knowledgeable fans are. You know, that they know that, you know, he's heard how important he is, and this is a win, and 4-0, and the Cowboys arguably the best team in football right now. You know, they can't take a loss of Emmitt Smith.
Right.
You just kind of look at the faces in this crowd, and they kind of tell the story. They know it.
It's going to be a victory. That's pretty obvious. Arizona's used all their timeouts. Well, they have one left. I beg your pardon. 2nd and 11. That's the move. Darrell Johnston into Cardinal territory, and there's their last timeout.
Because the Cardinals are thinking still, you know, to be in this game, they got to get the ball back. They need 2 scores, and as a buddy Ryan, you just keep playing, you know, and you never know. I mean, there could be, boom, you can get a turnover, you can run one in, and in any situation, you get to a point that if you keep playing, sometimes, you know, good things happen to you.
3rd down and 7. 2:49 left. This is the last Cardinal timeout left.
Neas Williams there with the knee injury. Injured that in the first half in the end zone on Emmitt Smith's run.
The twin defensive ends.
Yeah, both of them got there at the same time on Dave Craig a couple times today. They see themselves on the screen. Now, I don't know if that was Charles Haley or his son CJ. I think the guy that stuck his tongue out was CJ.
Well, Father Haley is smiling. 3rd and 7. Sherman Williams deep. Aikman gives to him, and flag flag on the play. Sherman Williams close to a first down. Again, a reminder coming up following football coverage, space above and beyond, except on the West Coast. Johnny Greer let us know.
Offside is signaled against the Cardinals.
Aikman took the Cowboys almost the length of the field.
Offside, defense, left defensive tackle, line up in the neutral zone. Still third down.
Still third down. Much shorter. Again, those of you who might have just joined us, there's Emmitt Smith, who fell on his left arm. And as best we can find out, it's an injury of some sort. We don't know how serious to his left elbow. He's in for x-ray. Sherman Williams is taking his place. First down and more. Sherman Williams. Touchdown, Cowboys. That's one he won't forget. From 44 yards away.
And everyone's thinking we just wish we would have put him in about 2 plays earlier.
Yep.
Because he can do that. You give him a hole, Sherman Williams could run. And again, that Cardinal defense still gambling, trying to get the ball back. You know, once you get all these guys out in front, if you break through that front, and they got 8 guys, you get to this point right now, again, another missed tackle, poor tackling all day by the Cardinals, then there's only one guy back there that has a chance to prevent a big play.
Bonio for the extra point. 34-13 Cowboys lead. 2:37 remains. Cardinals of Buddy Ryan out of timeouts.
And I know what Buddy's shaking his head about. He's upset with that tackling. Their tackling has been terrible today. I saw a shot down there at Jerry Jones on the sideline. He's been in the news lately, huh?
Has he ever?
Yeah, the league fined him.
Larry Lacewell.
What was it, $300 million?
$300 million?
Yeah, and he signed Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is going to be operated on, I guess, next week in Miami on that ankle. None of the Cowboys seem to be worried about that.
Yep. Michael Irvin is
He'll grab whoever scores.
the lead hugger.
Look at all that leftover ice. That's a pretty good game. I mean, that's been an easy game for you when you have that much ice left over.
Leftover ice. Wonder what they do with that.
Well, eventually it's going to become water.
Yeah.
It'll be poured down the drain.
Somewhere.
No, but you know, that's if you had to say what's the one thing that is used more for, you know, for injury, rehabilitation, and so on, it's ice. That's the #1 thing.
Well, we were up in Green Bay last week, and the Green Bay players get in a tub of ice to revitalize their tired muscles. Ryan Terry hit first by Bates.
Terry fielding the ball at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, we were talking earlier in the game about Buddy Ryan and defense and what you had to stop, and here's really the problem. You know, what part of it do you? Here's Emmitt Smith. He gains 169 yards. You don't expect Kevin Williams to do much. He'd only caught 2 passes. He gets 145. Michael Irvin, 105. And then Sherman Williams comes in, 74. Jay Novacek. You know, where do you go? If you gang up on one thing, they're going to kill you someplace else. And that's exactly what they did today.
1st and 10 Cardinals at their own 20. 3 wide receivers. Craig has gone the whole way at quarterback for Arizona. Motions for the receiver to come to me in motion. Has time. Gets it out to Larry Centers. And Centers still on his feet. Larry Centers hops out of bounds. Now,
there is a football player. Larry Centers started that whole play by knocking the defensive end down.
Yep.
He started by making a block, then he makes a catch, then he runs over a couple of guys. But before he caught that ball, he knocked down the defensive end.
Just flat ran over Alundis Bryce. Chased by Woodson.
That was something.
Finally saw he'd run out of yardage and ran out of bounds and stopped the clock. 2:16 left.
That is a football play, though. If I had to look and say, okay, I want to see a football player make a football play, that was it.
Flag on the play. Pass is intercepted by Brock Marion.
Just watch here. Watch right here, and you'll see Larry Centers on that play I'm talking about. There is the block. There is the catch, and there is a run. Now that's football.
Yeah. I got to have him on the field more often.
That was a decleater.
Illegal formation, number 71, offense. He lined up in the backfield. The penalty is declined. First down, Dallas.
Larry Tharp lined up in the backfield. Coming up next, following our football coverage, don't forget Space and Beyond, except on the West Coast. 34-13, Dallas leading Arizona.
That block of Larry Centers ought to make some highlight film.
That's the second one like that. He hit Haley one time.
He got Charles Haley earlier, but he just knows how to do it, and how to time it, and how to find it, and how to get you. And then after that, catching the pass and then making that run. I think I would look at that Cardinal team and I would say, well, there's one player I'd take. There's one I'd take from the Cowboys, Eric Williams.
Yep. Got a bad calf muscle. 1st and 10, Cowboys. They'll just run it out. Cardinals out of timeouts. They'll run it down with a 2-minute warning. Wade Wilson is the quarterback, replacing number 8, Troy Aikman. 34-13, Dallas. They'll be 4-0.
Presenting the
13. The good news, Emmitt Smith, the x-rays have been taken. He has just a bruised elbow. The x-rays were negative. Not serious. It hurts. It's sore, I'm sure, but nothing out of place, nothing dislocated. They'll look at it again tomorrow, but the x-rays so far were negative. Big Cat had a heck of a day, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did. He broke some off for himself today.
Sherman Williams, the ball carrier. Back in training camp, the Cowboys were saying that Sherman Williams reminded them a little bit of a combination of Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders. I said, come on. What kind of combination is that? That's too good.
And I'm sure somewhere they'd throw in a Tony Dorsett, too. But yeah, I think you wait a few years before you go to those things. We had to look at that sweat again on these offensive linemen.
Donaldson's not bad.
Yeah, Ray Donaldson may have the longer sweat line than any of the other guys.
He's certainly going to be in the finals. Williams lost the ball, and the Cardinals have it.
Yeah, that's why you just start comparing them with all those running backs, and then this happens, because those running backs don't do this kind of thing. And Sherman Williams knows it. You know, when you get in there, and that was his own guy, ran into Larry Allen, but it doesn't make any difference. When you're inside like that, you have to hold both hands. You know, you can put it in one arm as you get out. When you get in there and there's big... I think that's one thing that the Cardinals learned about themselves, and maybe teams learned about this Cowboy defense, that if you can get time, you can work deep on these guys. You can work deep on Clayton Holmes. You know, and again, Clayton Holmes is in there, and then, you know, Deion Sanders eventually will be in that position. But, you know, until he gets back, that if you can get time, you can do something. And again, you see Craig gets time.
Well, Clayton Holmes is there, of course, because of the Achilles tendon injury to Kevin Smith. Davis, extra points good.
With 46 seconds remaining on a score down of 34, the Cardinals 20.
Only vehicles with proper parking credentials.
I like these three down here, Pat.
Yeah.
No open flames, no coolers in the stadium, and no trespassing or soliciting. So if you can't have it, then everything has to be dry. Well, yeah. I mean, if you don't leave an open flame, how are you going to have any barbecue?
A croissant at a football game?
No, it's all dry stuff. No, it's all dry stuff. I mean, if you can't have an open flame, how are you going to have a barbecue?
Well, that's what he thinks of it.
If you can't have a barbecue, how are you going to have a tailgate? And there's a conversation.
I guarantee you that's about Emmitt Smith. backyards of Fort Worth. Horse.
Yeah, the last time we saw him, he was sticking his tongue out.
Yeah.
If you knew what Charles Haley was going to do, he wouldn't be Charles Haley.
If you knew what he was thinking, he wouldn't be Charles Haley.
Did you see Troy Aikman there? Charles Haley said yesterday, look at that, look at Aikman. He said, how can you make $50 million and have a sour look? You see that?
It's a good
he
point.
Had a sour look.
It's a good point.
Here comes an onside-er.
Novacek had it in his sights, and he got creamed.
That's what you get for being on that hands team.
Yep.
You know, you have an onside kick team and an onside prevent team.
What did James Brown say about Oakland?
Said, my goodness.
My goodness.
But look at that. I mean, that should be when you make $50 million and you're young and good looking and talented and all those things, you ought to be happy. You're winning. You're 4-0. You've won 2 Super Bowls. You got all the money. You're building a house.
Well,
you ought to smile or something.
I think it's the building the house part that's got him not smiling.
That's what Charles Haley said. He said, how can you have that much money and not be giggling all the time?
I agree. It's a good point. I'll never know. Nate said they got that big room where you walk in the house. What are we doing there? He said.
Foyer.
The foyer, yeah.
His wife wants to build a foyer. He said, what do we need a foyer for? What's a foyer?
Nothing goes on in there.
Well, he said they come in and they take their jackets off and they shake the rain off.
Yeah. Take their shoes off, put them in the garage, he said.
The old Nate, he doesn't mind building a house. He doesn't want to furnish it and have designers and all that stuff. He played a heck of a game.
Yeah,
I mean, that whole offensive line really controlled this Cardinal defense, and they were the guys that pass blocked for Troy Aikman, and they were the guys that ran block for Emmitt Smith.
The world, according to Nate, is a very interesting place. And there'll be some laughter there, I'll guarantee you.
I guarantee you, they all want to find out how Emmitt is.
Well, I'm sure the news has gotten back. We still got to check out who won that sweating contest. 34-20, Dallas won the game.